I think Hong Kong models have done extremely well on this one, actually. Okay, yeah, how we going, guys? Welcome back to Hearns TV. Thanks for tuning in again. And it's me, Dan, and I'm going to take you through an unboxing video today with an aircraft that has fascinated me since I was a small child. The first time I saw a picture of one of these, it just amazed me. And this is still one of my favorite aircraft to this very day. Guys, pleased to be meeting the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. When it came to the Second World War, I don't think there's a more robust symbol of air power than the B-17. Well, maybe the B-29, but the B-17 was a very, very important part of the war effort in Europe. Nearly 13,000 of these were made through all of the variants, and it dropped just under 43% of all of the bombs that were dropped on Nazi Germany and the territories that it occupied. It was somewhere in the area of 640,000 tons in total. That's a whole lot of high explosive. I strongly disagree with you. Amazing aircraft. The first all-metal 4-engine bomber in the United States inventory. But all right. Cool, let's have a look at the kit and I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we go along. And so this is made by Hong Kong models. This is a 48 scale, as you can see. This is the early production of the G model. The G model was out of all of the Flying Fortresses that were made, all of the variants. The G model was the most numerous. Just over 8,000 of them were made. Visually, you can recognize the G model here. From here, the turret that is just under the chin of the aircraft. This was added because the German fighter pilots figured out, coming at them head on, straight on, there were no guns directly facing forward. And if the top turret could turn and face forward, and the belly turret could also turn to face forward, there was a bit of a gap. And there was a weakness that they actually exploited quite a lot. So let's have a look at what's on the inside. All right, now first thing we're going to do, we'll have a look at the instructions like we usually do. Now, big instruction book, as you can see there, very, very big. Nice semi-glossy paper, and let's have a look at the inside. Yeah, look at this. Very good pictures here. The picture quality is excellent. You can really see the details. This would be a lot of fun to put together with such good references. So we'll have a quick flick through and get to and there where you can see that's the decals. We'll go into that a little bit later. Oh, and here we've got some of the markings. Would have been nice if this was in color, and as you can see, by late in the war, by the time the G model came around, they didn't really bother painting any kind of camouflage on the aircraft because there was just so many of them in the sky, and they were making, so much noise that camouflage became pretty much irrelevant. But what you can see, these dark patches here, I'll hold them up. You may have seen it on the box art at the very front. That you can see, this would have been just all the alloy colors and these dark patches on the insides of the engines and just in front of the pilots there. And that was to dull the exterior so sunlight didn't shine into the pilot's eyes. And here, this is very good too. At the very back, you've got the color guide for what paints you will need to complete the model. So we've got it with AK Interactive, Tamiya, and Mr. Hobby. All right, excellent. Chuck that one down there. Now let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the pieces. So we'll start off with the fuselage of the B-17. Now, this is a pretty decent sized model, as you can see. And here we have like the fuselage, single vertical tail. Here's the side guns. I like this. There's like little reinforcements here where the pieces of the wings would lock in and, you know, keep it sturdy and in place. That's a very good touch. And as you can see, not a big molding or sprue on the outside. Just these little ones here, just to cut off. Yeah. Now I'll hold it up to the camera, and let's see if we can get it. Yeah. The panels and everything are recessed. Some of the rivets as well. Beautiful details on this. It's a big kit, as you can see. Beautiful aircraft too. I like this a lot already. I've been impressed by all of the Hong Kong models that I've done videos about previously, so I didn't think this one was really going to be any different. I didn't think this one was going to disappoint at all. Let's have a look at the wings. Up and down, or top and bottom, should I say. Actually, I'll turn it that way. And then the other side. Yeah, look at this. And big one piece with the flaps. And once again, I'll show you the beautiful details. Once again, very, very intricate details with all of the rivets and panels and access ports for the ground crew. This is spectacular. I really like this. Yeah, and look at, you can see the hang on, I'll put those to the side. That there's the wingspan. Oh, with the fuselage, it's probably be something like that. So this is going to be a very, very big kit. Yeah, impressive. Now I'm going to show you next the next sprue. This is the upper part of the fuselage here. This is where the pilot and the co-pilot would sit, and then there's the top turret, and there was also a machine gun that pointed out there that was in combat. I think it was operated by the navigator, and here, like, you've got the bulkheads for the inside of the fuselage. Once again, spectacular details. It's even got the oxygen bottles that the crew would need for when they're at high altitude and the air's fairly thin. And once again, beautiful details on the fuselage. And you can see, I'll take that forward, you can see all of the details there on the interior of the aircraft, the bulkheads. Fantastic. I think Hong Kong models have done extremely well on this one, actually. Yes. Now the tail section. Once again, single piece. The flaps aren't separate, which is not a bad thing. And then you've got another one of the bulkheads and more of the interior, more of the oxygen bottles. And then there's the seats there for where the crew would be sitting. And now I'm gonna show you some of the weapons and the engines. Now, here we have the bombs that they would have carried over to their target. Despite the fact that the B-17 is classed as a heavy bomber, its bomb load was actually fairly light in comparison to things like the Lancaster and the B-24. On a long-range mission, it would carry 2,000 kilos, and on a short-range mission, carry about 3,600. They sacrificed a super heavy payload for. Despite the fact that the B-17 is classed as a heavy bomber, its bomb load was actually not that great in comparison to like the B-24 and the Lancaster. For a long-range mission, it would carry 2,000 kilos, and for a short-range mission, it would carry around 3,600. The B-17 design concept was it sacrificed a really, really heavy bomb load for very, very heavy defenses to have plenty of guns to protect itself with, which it most certainly did. 13 50 caliber machine guns, Browning M2s, which are here. I'll show you up. There they are, all there. They're the upper and lower receivers, and then the barrels and the barrels of the machine guns are all around there. The gunners on B-17s scored somewhere in the area of 3,400 victories from against the opposition. They shot down that many. So there's probably several unsung aces, I guess that you could call them, for that were gunners on B-17s. And here we have the engines, the front part of the engines, as you can see there. Once again, spectacular details. This is really, really good kit. Your more experienced modelers, you're going to tremendously enjoy this one. Access door and some of the engine cowling there. Alrighty, what do we got next? And here we've got the landing gear, just there. Big wheels, it'd need fairly big wheels for such a large, heavy plane. And some of the, I'll turn it over, some of the bomb bay doors, and more of the interior, just, as you can see, more of the interior just there. And then there's the hydraulic struts for the landing gear themselves. Now we're going to have a quick look at the propellers. 4 engines, 4 engine cowlings, and 4 propellers. Once again, this, like I've said before, not a fan of that, where the molding attaches to the blade itself. I much prefer it when it's attached more to the center part of the propeller, because once again, the propeller is the fairly thin part of the model. You don't want to damage it at all. Difficult to repair. And now I'm going to show you, this is the very front part of the fuselage, or the nose. Put it together so you can see what I mean. Oh, it's still got the mold markings on it, but anyway, they go together like that. And you can see this is where the chin turret would be, and then the very nose where the bombardier would look out, and these were the firing ports on either side of the nose to fend off enemy fighters. And here this is the tail section where the tail gunner would be firing from, or protecting the rear of the aircraft from the enemy sneaking up behind and trying to shoot them down. Now I'm going to show you some of the, this is all of the glass that would go here. There's the cockpit windows there, and then you got the turrets, the top turret, and these are parts of the ball turret or the belly gunner, which is a particularly dangerous job if it got damaged in any way. The hydraulics, and they couldn't deploy the landing gear, or you couldn't get out of the turret, that poor guy got squashed. And that happened more than a few times, I'm sorry to say. And then you've got there, where it's the rear firing port, where I think it was the navigator that operated that gun. And then a little bit more, take these out. These are the side, these would be on the waist of the fuselage, where the gunners would fire from there. And you got more little windows, and probably landing lights as well. And then that would be the glass where the tail gunner would be looking out from. And then lastly, we've got the nose of the aircraft right there. Yeah, I'll take that take that plastic off there. Get a bit of a better look at it. And then you can see the window there where the bombardier would be looking down, taking aim just before they drop their payload. Now I'll show you the, here we have the decals. Nice, big, bright decals. And you've even got some photo etch parts just there. Yeah, not a lot of decals on this one. But yeah, that would put the markings on and complete the model. Fantastic. Yeah. I really like this one. We've got a few of these actually in stock. The B-17, once again, is an absolutely magnificent looking plane with a extraordinary history. There are very few aircraft that have a history quite like this one, and one that could take immense damage and still get their crew home safely. Out of the near 13,000 that were made, there's 9 left that are still flying. Yeah, they're still airworthy, and I think that's fantastic that there've been people have put the effort into preserving them to so you know, future generations can have a look at them and say this was a bomber from the long ago. But yeah, cool. The mighty B-17G Flying Fortress. So yeah, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in again, guys, and listen to me go on about this stuff. I love making these videos, so it's always good when you tune in and get those likes and shares going. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the store sometime soon. And as always, rock and roll. Cheers.